So, Isaac, you're 23 years old.
Yes.
And we are here in Jinja in Uganda. and you are here at this plot with Farming God's Way, and you've been trained in that.
Yeah.
And but what is your story? You came from some village somewhere. What happened? You were born.
I was born around across the river.
Yes.
The other side of the river. I was born 96.
In 96.
Yes. Yeah. I have my young brother. But I grew up in a broken family.
Yes.
Yeah, my mother left me when I was 2 years.
Yes.
2 years. And then I grew up with my dad. But my dad was working in town as a tailor.
Yes.
He could take care of us because we were two. And suddenly my uncle died, the one who was keeping us at home. And then my auntie from central Uganda, that's Luwero, she came and she was like, I can take you guys. And then I went and we started living with her.
Yes.
But by then I wasn't a Christian. I didn't have anywhere to go. Like, I could not go to church because my dad was not going to church.
No.
So my auntie, she was born again.
Yes.
And she used to go with us to church, and that's how I came to know Christ. And she took me to school from primary 2 up to primary 7. And then when I finished my primary 7, she told me, you know what, the money to take care of you for the secondary school is done. I don't have any money right now.
No.
I was 14 by then.
Yes, when you finished P7.
Yes. And I finished when I was 13, and then 14 years, that was 2010. She told me, I'm not going to take care of your secondary school, and I went to look for the jobs.
Yes.
I went to farming. I could go and help people in the garden as well, getting money for school fees, like that, going in.
So you're trying to earn money from work to pay your own school
Yeah,
fee
my own
for
school.
secondary.
Yeah, for secondary.
Is that 2 years or what?
4 years.
4 years for
Yes,
secondary.
secondary,
Yes.
yeah. And then,
But you were you living with her?
Yeah, I was
But
still
you
living.
couldn't pay the fees.
Yes.
And she had brought you two, both of you, your brother and you, to the middle of Uganda.
Yeah, but fortunately, my brother got sponsorship.
Yes.
There is a program called Compassion.
Yes.
So he got a sponsorship, and then they started paying for his school fees and getting his some of the needs. And for me, I was struggling. Yes, life was hard to me. But still,
you were left back behind, but you were struggling.
But still God was with me. Yeah. And then there I was working in a certain organization. I was cleaning the compound.
Yes.
I came to a certain lady and she was like, I can get for you a place here, and then you come study in this organization.
Yeah.
So and then they took me to that organization. It's called New Hope Uganda.
New Hope Uganda.
Yeah, it's orphanage. It's like orphanage because it takes care of orphans and widows.
Yes.
But for me, I wasn't an orphan.
No.
My parents, they're both there.
Yeah.
So
they were both there somewhere, but they were not close to you.
They were not close to me.
Oh.
And fortunately, they gave me a place, and they started taking care of me, like for school fees, and they still gave me the job.
Yes.
Yes, I could go to school and come back and money for my pocket, and then take care of the family, because I'm the old son in the family, and I was taking care of them. And,
so you were brought into the family in a sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I came to know this guy, because he once worked there, like sometime back, in early 2000. So he worked there, and he went to do farming, and he was a teacher of agriculture. So he taught so many people out there. So I came to know him through those people.
Yes.
And I wanted to do agriculture,
yes,
like conventional,
yes,
mostly that, which is recognizable in the government of Uganda.
Yes.
But again, I had a vision of reaching out to the poor,
yes,
because my family, specifically, we passed through problems. we were at home. We were doing a lot of farming, and my auntie would sell crops
Yes.
to take care of us. But we reached a time of asking our cousin sister to send us some posho from the city,
Yes.
and we were in the village.
Mm-hmm.
By that time, God opened my eyes and was like, "Look at this. You were in the village, and you are asking food from town," which is ironical.
Yes.
And I didn't understand that. I was like, so if I go into this way of farming, like conventional, it will not sustain us. But good enough, God opened my eyes, and then I had the opportunity to do an internship. There is a farm called Amazma. Okay, it's also a ministry, Amazma Ministries, Uganda. They also have farming God's way.
Yes.
I did their internship for 2 months. By then it was hot. We had a severe drought, 2017. It was hot. But we planted crops. We planted maize. People's maize crops were dying,
Yeah.
but ours was still as if we were like watering it every day, but we were not even watering it.
No.
It was still green.
Yes. You had
That
this principle
convinced
of
me-
covering.
Yeah, yes, it convinced me, and I was like,
Very
people are
visible.
dying because lack of knowledge.
Yes. Yes.
This one, that we've known this, we have no excuse.
No.
So I was like, no, I'm not going to do the convention. I'm going to do farming God's way.
Yes.
So I came with Chris.
So,
and
so your opens were
Yes.
opened more and more.
Yes,
Your eyes
yes.
were opened more and more.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
So-
interesting. This
And actually,
awareness.
even the yields that we are getting from small portion,
Yeah.
it is way much than compared to the convention.
Yes.
Because here we are vesting 2 to 3.5 tons per acre,
Yes.
and the other ones they are getting only 1 ton per acre, not even ton,
No.
like 0.8. Some of them they are getting 3 bags in an acre of 100 kgs, which is not fair, which you cannot even sustain the whole family.
No.
Yeah. So that's how I came to
That's
farming God's way. So now we are reaching out to the poor. We have a village where I teach farming God's way, and then I do the follow-up. I work with farmers,
Yes.
and we do trainings in different parts of Uganda.
Yes.
Yeah, we've gone east, north, central, yeah, everywhere, even in the west. Yeah.
Wonderful story.
But I give God the glory because it's not my effort.
No,
It's
no.
Him.
Yeah, but it's like mutual. You were invited and you responded and wanted to
Yeah.
struggle through, and you made it.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Yeah, but it wasn't easy for me.
No, it hasn't. It's been
Even now, still, I have a way to. I still have a journey to accomplish.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. Even in life, we struggle with this and that.
No.
Even farming God's way, we do. If you do a mistake, you learn and then you correct it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know how to use your
The tool.
fork there and the tool and how to. So you have something to learn from to develop and cultivate. Instead of sitting around to do nothing, you know. So you are, as you say, it's still growing.
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful to hear. Congratulations. I'm very encouraged by listening to you
Oh, thank you.
and
Yeah.
and the longing to help your country fellow men. And in a sense, as you say, this was 4 months ago, and now
This one was a compound.
yes,
So we
and,
came
and now you're already having had your first crop, and you're going for the next. You know, in Denmark, we'd have to prolong it very. You know, we only have few months to grow, and then we have a long winter where nothing happens, and then so we couldn't do it every 4 months or anything. you'll have these beans up in 3 months, right?
Yeah, 3 months we'll be having. Actually, for these ones, French beans, in 1.5 months we'll be eating.
What? Sometimes when we see this, how fertile it is and that fast it goes. What is your thought about this? I wanted food sent from the city to my in the middle of the farm where everything was growing around me.
Yeah.
Well, and you said, and God, he said, he tapped you a little on the shoulder or somehow.
Yeah.
What is strange with this? It's like an inner blindness. How would you explain it? I didn't see it, or what is it?
When you're, let me tell you, if you are living in a clean environment,
yes,
and you go in an environment where they throw garbage, you will see that this is dirty. But if you are in the dirty environment and that's where you live every day, you cannot notice that whether it is clean or not.
No, so it's like blindness to the obvious environment.
Yes, because most of the farmers, they're used to what they're doing with strength, getting little, or getting nothing. They don't notice.
No.
It's like blind.
Yes, it is a blindness, but it's
mostly
because
it's a spiritual.
Yes.
It's a spiritual
so you
blind.
say, well, God, because you used the expression, God opened my eyes.
Yes.
It was like a spiritual blindness.
Yeah. It's like a spiritual blind.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Because if you live in where they do the same thing every day,
you don't notice.
You don't know. But when I saw something that we are asking food from the city, and we are in the village where we grow this, and even the food that they're taking to the city is from the village.
Yes.
It was difficult. It wasn't good time. Yeah. So
but it is
the way I explain that is most of our people, that thing is a spiritual. It's a spiritual thing. And Satan binds them in poverty and hunger.
Yes.
But even when they're struggling, they don't say that they're struggling.
No.
But it's more when you come close to him, he'll show you the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this, he doesn't open everything, but there will be a little way, a little door to walk, to go through to get out.
Yes.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting was this enlightenment, this awareness, this consciousness, and then it kind of can develop from there. But it was gradually, and as you say, you have still a life to learn and live. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's strange, or it's interesting. It brought you back to nature. This enlightenment was also an opening to God's farming. Yeah. So the spiritual and could you say soil-bound got united there. You were not taken away from the earth. You were sent to the earth.
First of all, how it says in Genesis 2 verse 15, that God, when He made the Garden of Eden, He put man there.
Yeah.
To take care and tender it and keep it. That's the main mandate that was given to man. But what are we doing now? Like we as people, we just, instead of taking care of the soil, we just mistreating it. Instead of protecting it, we're just exposing it. And it leads to get cut off the promises of God, because all the promises are here, hidden.
They are here, right here.
Those who are willing to follow, the one they can be revealed to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a double thing. It's a matter of obedience in a
Yes.
sense, but in order to be obedient, you need to hear. But in order to hear, you need to be obedient. So you need some kind of revelation
Yes.
or impulse or awakening
Yes.
to start moving.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Like a start motor or something.
Yeah.
But in a sense, as you say, you were not, as you say, you were not a Christian or not going to church and not aware of your spiritual, could you say, inner part. But it was there anyway.
Yeah.
And then it got wakened up and directed also through your auntie who took you to church and she was a Christian.
Yes,
and
she
so
was.
you got introduced to this, so somebody was actually telling you
Yeah.
and preaching to you or inviting you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you for telling me.